So what's a crip? What's a blood? When you think of the Black Panther Party, when you think of the Underground Railroad, when you think of Nat Turner, when you think of Harriet Tubman, when you think of Shaka Zulu, when you think of King David, when you think of pharaohs, you think of Joshua, you think of Moses, you think of Christ, you think of your black neighbor, you think of me, you think of yourself, you see yourself in the mirror as a black man, as a black woman, as a black boy, as a black girl. You turn on the TV and you see Black Lives Matter on one channel. You turn on the other TV, and in the other room you see Russia going to war against Ukraine. You turn on the other TV in your other room, because you got so many TVs in your house. Your house is so big, right? So you turn on all these TVs. I'm gonna just set my comedy to the side, get kind of real with you. What's a blood? What's a crip? You see this Black Lives Matter, you see this war going on in Russia, you see this, you see that. Somebody in Fort Worth just got smoked just this week. A couple of days ago, somebody just got smoked right in front of me. And a couple of days before that, somebody actually took a shot at me. One thing about being affiliated, rival gang ain't gonna give a damn if you in or out. Once you win, you win. To them, you win. There is no getting out. You get caught by a rival gang, you just got caught. So yeah, somebody took a shot at me. Had a little man in the back seat. My military instincts kicked in. You know, Natalie, her instincts kicked in. I'm like, hey, motherfuckers are shooting. I started to have her to bail out. Like, bail out. This motherfucker is shooting. Go ahead and bail out. Any nigga from the West Coast will tell you, don't sit in the midst of a gunfire, especially if you're not strapped yourself. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube would bail out, even, it's about who got the upper hand, especially with an automatic pistol. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker shooting, you already got the upper hand on the situation or whatever they're trying to do. So military-wise, the best thing for you to do is just bail out. As a military sergeant, you will bunker down and bail out. You retreat. There is no military personnel that would leave their platoon under fire, outgunned. You will have them to retreat. That's military tactics. As a military officer, the safety of your crew members your personnel, military personnel, the safety is number one. Their safety is number one. Training them what to do in tight situations. Keeping a level head, especially when you have, civilians, potential collateral damage. So what's a crip? What's a blood? You got crips, bloods, different crips, different bloods. Rolling 60 crips. You got rolling 60 bloods. You got rolling 20 crips. You got rolling 20 bloods. Community revolutionary in progress. Like I said, growing up, and I look, and I go to the graveyard, and I turn on the news, I see what's going on in the hood. The organizations were meant to protect our people. It was organized and formed to protect our people. Now our people are putting our people in the grave. They're dying at alarming rates. They're dying, because they're killing. So they're dying, and they're being buried in the grave. And at the end of the day, you say, what's a blood? What's a crip? What do we stand for? What are we fighting for? A piece of land that's not ours. It was never really ours. We're not even from this country. When you settle down and think about it, you buy a piece of land, you put your name on it, you pay your taxes on the property, etc., etc. You get your mail, you build your house up on it and everything, you make it to your likings, you live in it until you die, but it was never yours. At the end of the day, you wasn't even born in this country. Our forefathers was brought over here as slaves. And growing up, there wasn't a lot of bloods. There really wasn't. But there was a lot of crips. There was a lot of crips. There was a ton of crips. There was a ton of crips. There were times you couldn't even walk down the street. Like, you couldn't even walk down the street. And at night, it just seemed like they fill up the whole street. Like they're all out at one time. It seemed like the whole street's nothing but Crips. Crip night out. You don't want to be out, and you're blood at that time. They go around, they catch a blood slipping, and he get jumped by 100 dudes. He get jumped by 100 dudes. One on 100 of them on one blood. He get jumped by 100 of them. And I ain't talking about just fists either. I mean like rocks, bats, clubs, knife. They trying to get blood on up out of there. You know, they catch feet. Them graves ain't filled with young black brothers for no reason, man. Carrying a red flag. So I can tell you some stories. I can tell you some stories. Bloods get caught slipping, and then they blow their brains out. Ran up on them, blew his brains out. Boom. I'm talking about 85. I'm talking about 83. I'm talking about 82. I'm talking about 1980. Ran up on. I mean, like, just seemed like that was a year that it was just going down. If you was wearing red, they tell you. I'm telling you. They'll catch you, especially at night. They catch you. They'll jump you 100 to 1. One time I woke up in the back of my brother's car. Me, my brother Josh was a crip. My brother Josh was a crip. You know what I'm saying? And my homie Morris Washington was a crip. Larry and them was a crip. My brother Zach was a blood. I was a blood. But one day I got caught slipping with my brother and my friends. And I fell asleep because we was all smoking, we was out riding, we was rapping and everything. This music just popping off. This one mixtape really was trying to jump off. Nobody didn't even know anything about no Master P. Nobody didn't even know anything about no Hot Boys. Nobody didn't. Back then it was, you barely knew anything about Wu-Tang, Method Man, Redman. It was Flavor TV. You know, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was barely even on. You know what I'm saying? I can go back to time when nobody didn't even know who Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was. I'm talking about Knight Rider times. You heard me? Earl Wolf. Those times. I'm talking about the A-Team times. You know, Brady Bunch. You know what I'm saying? Laverne and Shirley. Go back to the Honeymooners, Ralph Cramden, those times, you know. I Love Lucy. Those times, you know. Back then where Fred Astaire was still alive. You know, Gunsmoke, Lone Ranger. You had the Lone Ranger, you had the Rifleman. You know what I'm saying? You had the Rifleman. Little House on the Prairie. You know what I'm saying? Different Strokes. Bill Cosby. Different World. And that was before Different World even was. Niggas didn't even know what Different World was. It was Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? And then there was Fred Sanford. Fred Sanford. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you those round about the time, okay? I'll give it to you where Terminator just came out. I'm in the fourth grade. Terminator just came out. The Predator just came out. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Uh, Another 48 Hours was out. You know what I'm saying? With Eddie Murphy. That was around about the time of the Golden Child. You know what I'm saying? That just came out. I was watching that over there at my homie house. You know what I'm saying? This was before the accident with my feet and shit. But back then, man, uh, fourth grade, you couldn't really be caught dead with a bunch of red on. In those days, you get jumped on. And here's the problem. Here's the thing about it. Back then, the ones that really didn't like you that much was Mexicans. Like you was always into it. You know what I'm saying? And now I heard that in California they burning your houses down and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So just gotta be careful. So what's a blood, man? What's a crip? It was supposed to be to protect our people. But like I said, we're dying at an alarming rate going to that graveyard. And for one, as a big homie, I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the whole situation where it's like you gotta ask yourself, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? You gotta ask yourself a question, where are we going with this? Shalom, Abaddon, Apollo, we out.